Today I'm going to be walking you through some of the new features for our ybox pop-up. Some of you may recognize this module, but if you don't, the ybox is a membership machine tool that we offer that's used to promote a number of different things within your YMCA. This is a basic view of what the ybox can look like. You can see, it's just got a title, some content, and a button. Simple as that. But you can make this as complex and as unique as that fits your needs. So I'm going to be going to the back office and showing you how this all works. This is the back office of your Y site, specifically the ybox module. Right now, we're looking at this item right here, zero joiner fee. And you can see in here that we have two categories, one for global, one for preview. We now have a new feature that allows the ybox items to actually be previewed by just selecting the preview button. So you can see now, you can just click this and it pops up. So you can do no more do you have to worry about actually making the ybox live on your site. You can simply just click the preview button and you don't have to worry about anyone accidentally seeing it. So that's a big advancement that we've made recently. If we go in to edit this, all we need to do is click this edit button, and this is where we actually edit the content itself. You can see that we have a lot of different options in here, that a lot of which you can see are blank, and I'm going to be walking you through some of these features and these new things that we have going on. So first off, you can see here that we have this selection where you can choose the width of your ybox. Right now it's set to slim, but you can choose wide. That's our second option. And when you apply this, all we need to do is reload this page, and we can take a look and see what that looks like. So you can see this is much wider now. Now, as we go down, we can see that this other feature that's been newly added to this module is the pop-up type. Right now, it's saying that it's shown on page view. Basically, what that means is that this pop-up shows as soon as this loads. So you can see page loads and it pops up. But you can do other things where, you can say show on mouse leave. Basically, what that means is that, well, let's just show you how that works exactly. Let's reload this page. Now you can see that, okay, this pop-up box isn't appearing, but let's say your visitor is looking around and what have you, and then they go to leave your site. I put my mouse outside of the frame of the browser, and this actually pops up, and it recognizes that mouse, where the mouse is actually at. So that allows you to be in control of saying like, oh, hey, don't leave yet. We have something to offer you. You can do kind of unique things like that. Another pop-up type that we have is show on scroll from the top. So basically what that means is like, okay, they've gotten to their page and it's loaded, but it's not going to show up until they actually start reading or scrolling. So as soon as we start scrolling, okay, now it pops up. So as soon as you start scrolling, it's going to pop up for you. Another thing you can do is to show on scroll when they actually arrive at the bottom of the page. And that's going to be used for something along the lines of people that are reading an article or something like that, and they actually get to the bottom of the page, and then the pop-up will show up. So we can see like, okay, we're reading all this information. Now we get down to the very bottom, and now it pops up. So you can do different things like that. All right. One other thing that we have put in place is the number of page views before it loads. This is something that's really kind of important, but basically what it's saying is that you can set 2 page views before it loads or 3 page views before it loads. So what that means is that your user or your users aren't going to be inundated with a bunch of pop-ups, and they're not going to feel overwhelmed. They're going to be on your site and browsing and taking a look, and then when after they've been on it for a little bit, then they get the pop-up. So that's just to make your users feel more comfortable. Then as we scroll down here, we have some more slightly advanced options where you can choose things like a floating image, or you can position that floating image, or choose a background image and position that along with your content. So let's go ahead and choose one of these floating images here. So we're going to select this, and we're going to open this folder called float, and we already have one in here that we have created. So all we have to do is insert this, and let's say we actually want to position this at the top, and let's say in the center. Top center is where we want this. So now we can apply this, and when we reload this page, actually, because we still have this set to scroll on the bottom. So now we can see that this pop-up shows up with this little icon right here. But we can move this around to any location. So we can say, let's put this at the bottom, and we want to maybe put this to the right, maybe. So, and just for ease, we're going to say show on page view, so that way we don't have to scroll. All right. So let's refresh this page, and we can see you can just simply move this around. So you can see, this puts us in the bottom right. You can also say, let's put this in the bottom left, and things like that. So say bottom left. You can see how that kind of moves around. You can also change the background image, or choose to include a background image. Right now there's not one, so it's just a white background. But you can also choose the background image, which will create one. So we'll choose this background image, and we think we have this one in here for the zero joiner fee. So we'll choose that, and we'll say, let's make this background image behind the content. Now let's refresh this. So now you can see that this background image is there. It's underneath this white overlay, and you can slightly see it there. So I'm also going to move this back to the top center. I think that looks best. Now let's actually change this background image's position to, let's say, in a box to the left, or even box to the right. So we'll say box to the left, and we'll take a look. All right, now you can see that this actually looks kind of squished. So we can actually, this is maybe a good time to set the width to wide. So you can see there's practical applications for when you might want to use one setting over another. But you can see how many different variants you can choose from. So we started with a basic white pop-up box, but we've now added this little icon that floats. We've added a background image. We've done some things that make it a little bit more dynamic and enticing. So one little cool thing that I like to do when putting a background image next to it, I like to put the little floating icon. Let's say we'll put that in the middle, and we'll put that on the left. So this is actually going to position it right in between the content area and the photo. So you can see it puts it right there, which is kind of cool. Last thing I'll show you is that you can actually choose a publish and expiration date. So what that means is that you could potentially just load in, let's say 4 different ybox items, and set them to activate and expire on different dates and times. That way you don't have to worry about turning them on the day of or anything. You can just preload them all at once, and then they'll turn on by themselves when that date or time comes. So lots of different things you can do with this. Allows for a lot of flexibility and fits a lot of wise needs. All right, well, that's basically all I wanted to show you today. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.